To all, I'm Krishna. Today I'm presenting security a demo, exclusive demo on security testing. Thanks, Venkat, for this opportunity. So let's start and go ahead with the session. So VenEma already Venkat introduced what is VenEma and all. So I'll go ahead with the next slides without wasting much of the time. So yeah, so hope everybody can hear my voice, right?
Yes, Krishna, we can hear you.
Thank you. So yeah. So today I started my presentation with a beautiful girl. Her name is Cassidy Wolf, but how she is related to hacking or ethical hacking or whatever. So this question might have appeared in your mind already, and you may thought, why the hell she is here, right? So any guess? Okay, I'll tell the reason behind it is because of this girl named as Cassidy Wolf is a Miss Canada actually, and what happened is her personal laptop got hacked, and when she is at home and in her private room, and this hacker James Abrahams hacked into her machine and captured her photos from through her PC's web camera, and victim unaware of that their webcam is even recording and trespassing her area. And this guy again, Abrahams, actually tried to extort additional videos to exchange for not releasing the first images to Cassidy or friends on Facebook. So
Yeah.
it became a big as extortion actually. So
Sorry to interrupt
this
you,
is all
Krishna.
like it's a big mess up.
We
Yeah.
do we do see screen number one only, slide number one.
Oh, only Cassidy Wolf's face.
No, we were at only slide number one.
Okay,
Welcome
just
screen.
give me a second.
Yeah.
Let me check what. Okay.
Yeah. Slide number four.
Yeah. I just open all the slides. Yeah. So I just showed two slides, exclusive demo on security testing, and I did explain about. And I'm just showing a girl named as Cassidy Wolf's photo, and I'm talking about this photo. And actually, she was extorted by this guy by hacking into her laptop and taking the control of the camera, and then clicking the pictures and so on. So this was all happened. With the help of a malware called Black Shades, and the guy who did is James Abraham. So this guy actually just 20 years college student, and he's able to easily get this malware, Black Shades malware, over the internet. We call it as black internet or the other internet where we cannot access it directly, and he downloaded it there, and he paid just $40 to to get the tool, and hacked into the victim's machine and take her private photographs, and then he started extorting her. So later to that, as she had enough influence, what she did, she launched a case with the FBI, and then across the world there were more than 100 arrests that were happened. Whoever actually downloaded the video Black Shades malware. So later that got zero to this guy. So why I'm talking about this guy is because he took the control of the camera of the victim's PC, and he he captured her private pics. So that can happen to you, to anybody in this world. So it geoparadizes actually the entire security and world around you. It can geoparadize. So before going to our actual discussion, so I just wanted to send you a disclaimer that all contents and demonstrations are just for educational purpose only. You are responsible for your actions. Don't be malicious. Do not attack targets without written permission. Consider the consequences of your action. If you do things illegally, you can be caught and sent behind bars. Remember, always remember one thing. Uh, Whoever it is, whatever the hacker it is, he will definitely leave some traces behind him. So which can make you zero, and which can make that hacker to caught by the authorities and so on. So in India, it's 3 to 5 years for simply getting into the other's mission without their permission. So please remember that, and be careful with the hacking. So make sure you have written permission for the whatever you are doing. So till now, we did talk about personal attack on personal space, like individual space. So I just wanted to talk what happens, the attacks on the bigger organizations or corporations that were happening in 2014. So Target credit card breach. Immediately, or Target, you might know about the Target is a retail, is working in mostly in retail space, and their POS systems, point of sale systems, got compromised, and a malware infected into them, and it started gathering all the credit card information through the Target POS terminals. And because after later to that, what happened, 46% profit dip in the sales of the Target. And affected users are 70 to 110 million customers. And in fact, Target CEO and CIO resigns in that data breach fallout. You just imagine CEO can be sacked. Actually, I cannot say, I'm saying it as resign, but you can imagine why the CIO or CEO immediately within 3 4 months they have to go out of the organization. Just imagine the impact of the security breaches that may happen. And the immediate space is like for the Home Depot. It's again a retail chain. You might hear of this name, the Home Depot, and breach expenses just gone to $50 million plus, and only uh, in the first month of it. And then for the insurance policy itself, expenses like $100 million in insurance policy they need to take for any claims that come because of this breach. And the HSBC Turkey card breach recently, like a couple of months back, it was happened, and 2.7 million customers' cards were, compromised. Just imagine losing your credit card to a attacker. How dangerous it is. You can use it in any way, and immediate impact is 3 million Lindos pounds by FSA or data security and other incidents. So immediate impacts. And HSBC is planning to close its business in Turkey. Actually, they started even reducing after impact. Of course, it had many other fueling reasons, but still, after paying lots of fines to the governments, and profit dip started for HSBC Turkey, they started closing their entire organization in the Turkey. So what I would like to iterate you is, for organizations and personal security, personal existence, security is very important. A very important measure you should take. So generally people ignore security, and at one point, until unless somebody attacks and hacks into that organization, they will not realize the impact that that comes onto the organization. So as a security security folks, so what we can do is we can make aware of our organizations that how and why security is very important, and how it can cause or jeopardize entire company to close. In fact, multiple companies, smaller ones, will get closed because of security breaches. I'll give you an example. A couple of years back, if you remember, there was blast that will happen in Hyderabad and bomb blast that was happening in Hyderabad. And when forensic experts investigating it back, it went to a unsecured router which is there inside a company in Mumbai, if you remember this incident. And immediately what happened is like the CEO got arrested, and the company did nothing about it. Simply, it's all because of a unsecured Wi-Fi router that's kept inside the company and which is using the internet. So what happened is the terrorists came to that area, and here they simply connected to this unprotected wireless network or Wi-Fi network, and they simply sent an email through that network, and it was delivered to which orders to blast the bomb, and it was delivered. And when uh, when police reverse it, and they realize this has happened because of the open unauthenticated wireless connection that was kept open. They don't have any bad intentions, but they are the victims for these attacks. So if we see whatever the figures that I'm showing here are in millions, you just imagine how big it is. To simply cost of data breach for one single data breach, you need to spend $5.4 million to patch, in case of you are in US. So it may increases because of impacts of after sales. So there may be a sales dip and so on, because people lost trust on you. So that may be even more bigger impact. So yeah, so in this demo, security testing, what we are providing is two courses. So course one is web application security testing, so in which it deals with securing web applications, and we talk about OWASP top 10. So generally, current slide is still first one. Oh my God. Just a second. Hello? 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 Venkat? Hello, Venkat? Are you there?
Hi, Krishna. Hello?
Hey, Venkat, can you see my screen?
Ah,
Can you see my screen?
we do see target credit card breach.
Okay, so just let me check. You are able to see my screen, right? And just let me know whether the slides are moving
Yeah, now
for
it's
you or
moving.
not.
We do see that analytics, whatever you have shared.
Okay, thank you guys. Hope Dinesh, right? Dinesh, you can see my screen?
That was the
You
earlier.
can type in, no problem.
Yeah, that was the earlier message, Krishna.
Okay,
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 can
okay, it's
proceed.
fine.
Now it's
Thank you.
fine.
Okay, thank you. So, okay, so security testings, we are providing two different courses for professionals who's working in testing or other development jobs. They can learn these courses, and of course, one deals with securing web applications. That's website, like how your website works. It explains about how your website works and how we can attack into that website, and we can take the control of the website, and how to protect that, how to patch the vulnerabilities. Vulnerability is nothing but a bug, and this talks about this. And the second course is infrastructure security, which talks about the vulnerability analysis. Vulnerability analysis means to say, on a network infrastructure, like it may contain your different PCs, your laptops, your servers, if your Wi-Fi routers, and so on. So this infrastructure security talks about your infrastructure security, and web application security testing talks about web application related stuff. Okay, so web application security testing in so yeah, so when we go ahead and see, so what we are going to discuss is like introduction to web technologies and introduction to application security. So in which we're going to show you a demo on completely virtualized lab. So what we are planning is we're planning to share two VMs, virtual machines, and though in that virtual machines you'll create your own website. So you don't need to be well versed with your some development background. You don't need to be from the development background to create a website, but a little PHP knowledge is helpful, but it's not mandatory. So you can work on that, and yeah, so you can create your own website. And once you created the website, then we talk about different application security issues. So majorly we are concentrating on WASP top 10, and we are dealing with the threat modeling where we analyze each and every component of the architectural components of the websites uh, for any issues that can cause. And also we are going to deal with different tools and techniques, and different mitigation techniques to patch those vulnerabilities or bugs or findings that were found in the our testing. So this is all talks about web applications, so websites that you see across the world. And now what we are going to mainly concentrate is OWASP top 10 findings. The Open Web Application Security Project, it is most renowned security testing mechanism. So in these there are 10 vulnerabilities were classified as the most of the problems were causing because of this. If you are into testing, you might already know the Pareto chart where we talk about the 20 are the reasons that cause 80 problems. So in the similar way, so when this Open Web Application Security Project analyzed and searched for what are the security problems that generally cause on the web applications, so they realized and they published their version of OWASP top 10. You can see them A1 to A10. So whereas A1 is injection, like SQL injection, broken authentication, cross-site scripting, insecure direct object references, security misconfigurations, and so on. So CSRF, cross-site request forgery, and so on. So in this session we are going to even explain, like in the course we are going to explain what is vulnerability, how to recognize it, and how to fix it. So there are three major things. What's vulnerability? So what is injection attack? How do we do that? Or how do we identify that exists in your application? And we give a suggestion like how we can fix that application to the developer. So we can send our testing results to the developer, so so that he can fix. So these are the 10 major problems that we have. Unlike functionality testing, we don't need to verify each and every feature. We just can write simply 10 different test cases. Again, each test case will become different. It will lead to different plans and so on. So that's how the web application course is designed. Web application security testing course is designed. So the next course is infrastructure security testing. So whereas we do test onto, like how to hack into the other machine and how to take the control of the machine, or and so on. So this basically between different machines, so attacking on different machines. It may or may not have the web application, like you can hack from this one machine to other machine on the network or across the internet. So for this, what we are going to teach you is we're going to introduce you Kali Linux. So it's a Debian Linux breed, so where all the tools were collected and kept on these for ready to consume. So you can use Windows system instead of Kali Linux, but the only problem is you need to download all the tools and install them. So what we did is we collected a Linux version which have all these tools to understand and attack. So in this, majorly there are two types of things. The one is vulnerability assessment, another one is penetration testing. So vulnerability assessment means it's finding of vulnerabilities on the other machines. Like if a terrorist wanted to connect to my Wi-Fi or my laptop, so how he can attack in and how he can connect to that particular mission. So that's would be explained in penetration testing. In case of vulnerability assessment, just the attacker will find there exists a vulnerability and informs you. So that's how it works. So we are going to give you the demo of Nmap, Nessus, and Metasploit tools in this course too. So I just planned a demo for you, like how I just wanted to show you how network exploitation works or infrastructure security works. So for this we need two things. One is a hacker mission, and what are the other mission is victim mission, because we are not allowed to hack any others missions without taking their written permission. So what I did, I created two virtual machines with the help of virtual player software. I created one Kali Linux machine, and the other one is Windows XP machine. And what I'm going to present you now is like I'll hack into this Windows XP machine from the Kali Linux machine. So how I'll hack? I just create a website. I'll just create a website on my Kali Linux machine, and I'll host that website on that machine. And what I do is I simply access, or I'll browse that website from my Windows XP machine or Windows 7 machine. So whatever, you can use Windows XP or Windows 7, whatever we want we can use. So now what happens is like all these browsers will have vulnerabilities. So even you may be using the latest browser, but the supporting softwares like add-ons and other softwares may not be up to date, so which may have vulnerabilities, and which can be used to take the control of the victim's machine. So any questions still here? A participant can type on the chat window if you have any questions. I hope there's no questions, but yeah. So I'll go and give you a demo. Venkat?
Yeah, friends. If you have any questions, please go ahead and you can shoot them now, because the next files will be the demo. Anyone has any questions to ask? Dinesh, Aditya, Parasuram.
Thanks.
Krishna?
Yeah.
Yeah, Krishna. This victims mission, right? So
Yeah.
is it in a password protected one, or it's open to access?
There's no, we don't care about password, whether it is protected or not. So what I'm doing, I am hosting a website. So when victim starts accessing that website, it takes the control of the machine. So it does not worry.
My question is it to be open to enter into the victim machine, or we need to break that credential login?
No, nothing is required. Nothing is required. Actually, without even logging in, also we can. Without even when you are not even logged in, also there will be one more user named as system, which is actually working. So when you see Windows or any other operating system, let me start my Windows. So it will show you a login screen, right? So when it shows you a login screen, at that moment, to load the login screen itself, it had a user named as system.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
So that user is sufficient for me.
Okay. So you are using the default system user to control that.
I don't need actually user in this context, because I already logged in as a I have two machines here. One is running with the I'll explain that.
Yeah,
Just give
that's
me a
what my
second.
question is. You already logged into the system, right? So
yes.
If you have log the system, right? So at the time we need to unlock that one, right?
Not required. Not required. So there's more niche attacks actually which hacks into the system DLL files, and then they takes the control of the machine. So we don't need to log in. So that you're going to see in the course. I'm going to present that thing in the course.
Okay.
Okay, so at this moment, what I'm presenting is it's majorly like I just wanted to make sure that it happens, whatever we do day to day. So on those things only, I just wanted to show you. So I took this attack as my a demo for this session.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, so there are two machines I hope you can see. One is running named as Debian 7.x and the other one is Windows 7. Guys, can you see?
Yeah, we can.
Kali Linux. One is Kali Linux and the other one is Windows, right?
Yes, yes.
Two machines. Okay. So if you are not able to follow at any point of or instant of time, please let me know so that I can again come back and tell you. So it's gonna take 20 minutes or 10 to 20 minutes. Is that fine, Venkat and all?
Yeah, it's fine. I hope.
Okay, so yeah, so there are two systems here. One is which are hosted on my laptop. There was a virtual VM player is working on that, and on top of that, I hosted these two machines. So my this machine, like you can see, Kali Linux, which is written Kali Linux, is my attacker machine. So in my attacker machine, you can see when I clicked on applications. So you can see different tools that were available. So there are multiple tools that were available in this Linux, this distribution. So that's the only reason I did choose this as my attacker machine. Otherwise, you can install the same tools in your Windows machine and you can use that as your attacker machine. But why I did this is because installing is a lot of cumbersome. It will take lots of time for almost 300 tools to install. So I don't want to waste my time learning how to install, but I wanted to learn how to use those tools. And these tools all are free to use and free to download. So you simply go to the kalilinux.org website and download the tool and use a VM player to start. So anybody can hack, even a 10th standards. I'm telling you, even a 10th standard student can hack into your system if your system is weak enough to hack. And unfortunately, what happened is these tools are always on rise. So they're increasing like anything. Yesterday, whatever the tool is there will be one more tool today to do it in the better way. So and it's open source, so anybody can again add some more interesting features to it, and they can release it for openly and for free. So because of these, the number of tools that were available to do hacking were increased. So previously in olden days, like there is a concept called script kiddies, experts, and so on. So now what happened is, and even to get into a script kiddie level, so where you can use couple of tools is also tougher, because most of the times all the tools were available for only Linux interfaces, and it is all command and control, like it's all command-based thing. So in Linux we call command as terminal, and it's exactly like in your Windows it's exactly like a command prompt. So the same thing, like C users Krishna, and here root at Kali. Root is my username and Kali is my mission. So everything is same. Now what happened, because of high number of tools across the world, anybody at 10th standard, you can imagine 20 years person can hack into Miss California, Miss California, Fornia's PC, and he can take the pictures. Even in my opinion, even a 10th standard or a 5th standard student can control these tools and he can hack in. So hacking become too easy to do, so that the requirement for security experts also become very high. And let me tell you, if you are a security expert, and there's a huge demand. Even at 2-3 years of experience, security experience, people, whoever is there, resources were there, the market value is too high, companies are ready to give 100% increments to even security experts. So if they are ready to move, even after recruiting, I did see many cases after recruiting the security person, we need to generally wait 2 to 3 months, and in those 2 to 3 months, two more companies will give him offer and they'll poach him straight away. So that's the situation for the security experts currently, and there's huge requirement, I can say. So you just put up your resume on portal and you and put it under security, you will see how many calls you'll get. In addition to that, why this was created, because lack of people in this domain. So people think like hacking a Facebook account or Gmail account is hacking, but it's not really. Nobody cares about you if you hacked a Facebook account with the help of some social engineering or a keylogger, which you might have seen. But there's something beyond that, and something very interesting. And when you see it and when you do it, you really enjoy it. I'm telling you, almost 6 years back, when I'm very new to this industry, I really dipped in the joy of hacking. I used to hack it from one mission to other mission, and we really enjoy the work. And we have the market value. So if anybody is interested, it's really good opportunity to move towards security testing. So let me get into the session straight away and give you the demo. So here what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to host a website on my Kali Linux machine. It's just a website. It's just a website, and I'm going to add many of my exploits into that particular whole website. And when victim tries to access that website, what happens is it takes the control. My attacker machine will take the control of the victim machine. Clear? Okay, let's go and check the IP addresses of the attacker machine. I'm just checking it so that I can host my website on this IP address, so I can access that from the victim machine. So if it is on internet, what we do is we host this website on the internet, and then we configure the DNS, so it comes to our machine through the DNS services. Anyway, so now to host that, I am planning to use a tool called Metasploit. To start the Metasploit, what I do is before starting the Metasploit, I have a database to start. So what I'll do, I'll start the database. So these are the tools that I'm going to give you anyways if you're joining with my session. So first I started PostgreSQL so that it supports my tool called Metasploit, and I'm starting Metasploit as a service so that it will be faster when we work with that. Let me start it as a service, and then okay, so I just started my Metasploit service. Okay, now I need to Metasploit is like a I can say it's like a gun, or you can do whatever you want. So it's an exploitation tool, so where it will have hundreds of exploits inside it. So what you can do is you can use the exploits right away and fire onto the other's machine and take the control of that particular machine. Okay. So I'm starting the Metasploit framework. So what's this Metasploit? Metasploit is a framework that was developed by security enthusiasts. Later, it was acquired by the Rapid7. So what it happens is, whatever the exploits or whatever the vulnerabilities that were found, they'll create a code to attack that vulnerability, and they'll give us a tool. So this is a weapon, I can say, where you can shoot on anybody and get their mission. So it have more than 1454 exploits to hack, and 37 encoders to encode to evade or to avoid the antivirus detection and so on. So let it be apart. I'll explain those all things on the course. So now let me show you. It's so easy actually to create a website with the exploits, because Metasploit is free and Backtrack or Kali Linux is free. These things, and VM Player is free. So what you need to do is you need to download and install and start. That's it. So now I install and my machine is ready. So now I wanted to use an exploit called Browser Autopan. So what this Browser Autopan does is it hosts a website for me. So search Browser Autopan. So so this is the auxiliary attack. So where I can use this attack and host my website. So I'm using this auxiliary to attack on the victim machine. So what I'll do is, like, if it does require any inputs, I'll ask it. So do we require any inputs? So it wanted to know local host. So it's, which is called L host. So local host means to say local IP address. Set L host to local IP address is, we already did see that, 192.168.46.133. Am I right? Let me check the IP config. Don't worry about if you're not able to understand what I'm doing. That's perfectly all right. You will see it in the my actual course. I'm just showing it as a demo. So my local host address is right, and I'm setting this URI path to slash, so that I can use directly a website named as http://192.168.46.133/. So that's going to be my website URL, which I am going to give it to the world. Like, what I can do is, I'll host this website on this particular IP, and then I'll give that to the different users across my network. If I hosted it to the internet, what I can do is I can share it across the internet. If you remember, like in generally chatting windows and other places, if you remember couple of years back, there will be one thing called Yahoo group chats. So there people used to post lot many different URLs, where they used to ask us to click on those URLs and so on. So when you click on that URL, what happens is, like, it takes to such exploits, and it hacks into your machine, and it get the complete control of your machine. So it's still starting my website. It will take a little longer time, almost to 5 minutes. So I'll explain what it is doing actually. So it's hosting a website on localhost. Actually, my machine is connected to two networks. So one is, it's showing 1.8, the other one is 46.133. So it hosts on both. So now what it is doing is, it's including those exploits into my website, which I'm going to host. So you can see exploit Android browser web view. So what this does, if I'm trying to access my website which I hosted, if the victim is trying to access my website which I hosted here from his Android mobile stack browser, then it exploits the browser, and it brings the control of that complete Android mobiles to me, and including the camera and mic, anything, say something, it will give the control. And other exploits is pushing is like multi-browser Firefox Proto. So it's like it attacks on any operating system, and then browser, it attacks on again browser, and it should be a Firefox. So now this exploit is for Firefox. And yeah, so multiple attacks it is injecting. So different Firefox browsers are vulnerable to different attacks or exploits. So it's injecting all those exploits into my website. So once my website is ready, I can access it from I can access my website from the victim machine, which I'm showing you as Windows 7 machine. So when I try to access this website from the victim machine, what it does is, it takes the control of the victim machine, and it gives me a session called meterpreter session. So what is this meterpreter session? So this meterpreter session is a complete control of the victim machines. Like you can say, it's a command prompt of the victim machine. Victim is meant to say Windows 7 machine from my Linux machine. So just imagine you have a command prompt control. That means you have everything on the victim machine, right? So for example, now if I have more powerful command prompt, like, which not only does I'm sorry, does Windows actions, but beyond that, even you can control that machine. You can take the control of the camera of the machine, or you can sniff the whatever the user types on his browser. Maybe you can sniff those things. So all these things can be done with the meterpreter session. So meterpreter session is the automated exploit handler framework that's payload. So which actually controls the entire machine remotely. So like when somebody hacked into your machine, so you may never know, because it generally goes into some or other process and it's there. And when attacker machine comes online, so it tries to connect back to the attacker. So that's called command and control center. So and if the number of victim missions increase to hundreds, then it's called zombie army. So there are two things here. One is command and control center and zombie army. So command and control center generally happens with to be the attacker mission, and there are thousands of victims mission which were hacked across the world in the internet, and all these missions, whenever they start, they automatically connect back to the command and control center, and whatever the command and control center says, it does, victim mission does the same thing. So it's still deploying my website with different attacks. You can see multi-browser, Java, GRE17 and Rhino attack. So these are all vulnerabilities on Java, and you can see a vulnerability on Opera. Opera is a browser again, and so it's still hosting my website. So any questions? Venkat, can you open a channel, a voice channel for questions for a minute till the time it loads on?
Yes, Krishna, it's open. Prashant, Parshuram, Dinesh, Aditya, you folks can ask any questions. Meanwhile, when the server starts.
So everything is clear till here, or any questions? So what?
Dinesh, any questions to Krishna, Aditya, Parshuram, Prashant?
Okay, so my server started actually. So what happened is, here I created a website with http://. So my machine do have both the IPs that were kept on this. So it's showing it actually binds to both IPs. So it binds to 1.8 and also 46.133. So on both IPs the website is working. So now the website is server is started. No, it takes still a little more time. So any questions here? Okay, so now what I'll do is, I'll, like any other browsing, so I'll simply open my website and I'll try to access, like how I do access google.com and then, or Gmail or Facebook or whatever I do access. The similar way I try to access my victims my attacker mission's website. So now how this website reaches to the victim? Any idea? Any idea how I need to send my website or to the victim? So I need to use some social engineering, or I need to send a email saying like, this if you click on this URL, it will offer you 50% discount on Food Panda, or something else, like otherwise 1,000 these coupons, 1,000 rupees, or similar way. I need to send a email to the victim. So when email clicks on that link, so one is sufficient. So he clicks one time, then he's gone into trap. So that's that. So he need to come and access that website. So that's only the way in this attack we can make that. But this happens. How many times we browse over the internet without even thinking whether this link is trusted or not. We just click on that and we go here and there and see, and so on, so right, so forth. So this is the major attack that I observed in the wild, and particularly, like, people, even without thinking what website they're accessing, they simply click on whatever the URL they see, particularly across the social networking site like Facebook and so on. So they'll show some nonsense picture. On top of that, they'll show some play symbol where you can click on that to play that video. So when you click, actually something else will happen, because they hosted a exploitable web server which actually attacks on your machine. So my server is ready. You can see which is hosted on this IP address, and reverse handlers are hosted on this. So let me try to access my server. So the IP address for that server is sorry, the machine. So as I don't have DNS records, what I'll do, I'll access that web server from with the help of just IP address. So whereas I mentioned here 192.168.46.133 and 8080 port, I'm running my server. So I try to access. So I'll request you to observe it in the VM. So when I try to access attacker VM, when I try to access, you can observe how the user is actually getting exploited. Right, so first it realizing what type of operating system the victim is using. He's using Windows 7, and then so Windows 7, and it knows he's using SP0 and so on. So then what it is, it's responding with Java related attacks. You can see it's all of a sudden it's popping up some useless Java prompts on the victim machine. And what it does is, like, it's trying to take the control of the complete mission, and it may lead to now the victim browser may get hanged. So many times you might have observed, like, yeah, the similar scenarios you might have observed where your browser crashes when you're trying to access a website. That means somebody actually hacked into your machine. So, like, your browser is not able to control it, so it actually got crashed. Okay, so now it's not loaded completely website, but I got my session on. So you can see here the browser is not responding. That means, like, many times we might have seen like not responding. So browser is not responding like this and so on. So multiple issues with the browser. So let me stop this at this moment and see, do I got any sessions? I do got. And now what generally people do, they'll simply, when it's not responding, your browser is not responding, you think like, oh my god, this is not responding, so I'll kill this process. You go to process and then end this process, right? But once you accessed my website, that's it. You are in my control. I'll show you, because I already got sessions on your machine. So how many sessions I got? Oh my god, I got 5 sessions on your machine. Just imagine. So I have 5 different routes, so that now I can access your machine. So let me try to access one session. I'm trying to access session 1. Okay, so this is the MetroPressure, which is connected between 46.133 to 129. This machine. So now I can control your machine in any way. So let me connect to your machine. So this is called MetroPressure session. So now whatever you want to do, you can do it. So for example, ls. So if I say ls, it prints whatever there on your victim machine. You can see there is a file called password.txt, right? So if you want, you can download. Otherwise, if you want to take a screenshot, you can take the screenshot of the victim. So let me take the screenshot of the victim, how victim machine is working. Yes, I got a screenshot of the victim machine. You can see it, my computer, and then it's saved in root, and then is the name of this is something like this. It's on home, right? You can see, right? So this is how actually I take the control of the victim machine. Not only this, say something, I can do it. Say something, anything, I can do it on the victim machine. Take a screenshot, or let's take help. So that what MetroPressure can do, you can see, record a mic, okay, screenshot, or system info, shell, and ipconfig, ifconfig, anything. Say something. Let's take the shell. Shell is like command prompt of the victim. So you can see now I am on the victim's machine, command prompt. You can see dir and C, or if you want to go backwards there in that and see. So you can see there at Krishna now. cd .. you are going back again, cd .. you are going back again. You can see what is there on my what's there on my victim C directory. See my computer, I'm just opening it and showing it to you, so you can see this, right? So programs, pref logs, program files, users, windows. So that's why I actually took the control of the victim mission by simply when victim try to access my website itself. So just imagine you think something and you can do it on your now your victim. So hacking becomes so easy nowadays, and to protect against, we need to have uh, lots of uh, security experts to support. So as your service, if you consider securing a website, you should know how to hack the website. So in this course, what we are teaching you is it's completely defensive mechanism with the understanding of the offensive mechanism. So like how offensively we do work, so I'll show that, and once I showed how to defend it, so that's going to deal with this course. So uh, hope you understand. So it's very useful for the organizations if you're planning to put it as your service, if you provide it as your service. Particularly, there's a huge demand for the companies across the world. Let me give you an example. Like today I'm coming across one of the article that was written in different forums. If you see, hackers ground 10 flights and 1,400 passengers in Poland. Just imagine what might be the impact. And it was happened Monday, June 22nd, right? You just imagine what the impact by simply grounding 1,400 passengers. How many lives were affected by simply hacking into the infrastructure of the airport? Just hacking into the infrastructure of the airport. And if the airport just imagine one of the employee in the airport simply try to access some website which he don't know. He clicked on somewhere in the world and he went to that website, and and if he becomes the victim, then this can happen. Just imagine 10 flights were grounded. Oh my God, right? So this is the impact, and I already discussed what happened in the case of personal. Like just imagine your laptop or your mobile phone, your personal devices getting hacked, and attackers are looking at you when you are in home. This happens, and this is there across the world. We may not know, who had the control on your Android mobile. So here what I did showed you is for Windows 7 machine, but I can do the same thing for the Android mobile, and I can put my own application onto your mobile, and I can take the control of your camera of your Android mobile or an iPhone or any other mobile, and you just imagine wherever you go, I know your location. So these all things were happening and happen in reality. So it's no more a science fiction. Hacking is no more a science fiction. It's everywhere in the world. So be careful. So if you wanted to come towards the security industry, you can join with us, or even if you want to understand how the hackers work and learn how to protect yourself. So it's for personally also you can protect by attending and understanding how hackers hack into your machine, and which websites to we should go ahead, and which and where we should stop. So these all things you can learn from my session. So thank you very much for providing this opportunity, and I'll be here for next 5 to 10 minutes for answering any questions that you have.
Friends, you're open to ask any questions. Aditya, Dinesh, Parasuram, Prashant. So all of you are unmuted. So one at a time you can keep. Please go ahead and ask the question.
Yeah. Hi, Krishna.
Hello.
Regarding this, you mentioned this attack, right? In that there are these sessions and all. So we can access the other system computer until these sessions are active. Is that the way that we can do it?
Exactly. So now, in addition to that, once I have the control on the victim machine, okay, so I can persist it. So now what I'll do, there's a command, or what I'll type is simply persist. So it's a command, but I'll explain what happens when you click on persist. So it adds a process that starts when your mission starts, Like the victim mission, whenever it starts that process also and connects back to my command and control system, again back to my session. So like whenever victim starts his mission, so it comes back and boss, I'm here, I'm waiting for your commands. So then I can command it in any way. So the only once I got the control on the victim mission, only the thing that I need to take care is uh, uh, the victim mission should be switched on. That's it.
Oh, okay. You're saying that even after getting into the victim system and the victim system shut down the system also, later when he switched on, you'll get the control of the victim system.
Exactly. So it says, "Hello, boss, I'm here." I switched on, and it connects back to me.
Okay, okay.
Because I do have a complete control on the victim mission, so you can install new softwares even without telling to the victim. You can install MS Office into his mission. If I have to talk so blunt.
So this doesn't have any relation with the IP address on the victim machine of the. So if the IP address
No.
of the victim machine differs, it doesn't.
No, a victim mission IP address does not to be unique, because victim only in the starting till we send the exploit. It cares like you opened it in the browser, so attacker IP address is important, and actually victim mission starts the connection back to the attacker mission. Okay, so it is not started by so attacker missions IP should be same, or we have a dynamic DNS, so which is I'm going to explain you in the course if you join. So wherein this dynamic DNS, what happens is there will be a URL that is given.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, it's disturbing. So yeah, so whatever the we can we can use dynamic DNS.
Okay.
So whereas it provides this no IP, or this website called no IP, so where it provide you a IP a name, and which you can configure to that particular IP address. So for free, I'm saying. Anyways, DNS you might know already, but in this the advantage is dynamic DNS is attacker don't need to be on a stable IP. Even if it changes also, he can connect back. So that's even more in-depth attack, and like yeah. So maybe we'll discuss it in our course. Hello.
Thanks.
Yeah. Any more questions? What are the footprints we release now in this demo? Yeah, so that's a nice question actually. So we left lots of footprints. There's a question from Dinesh. So he's asking what are the footprints we left in this demo. So let me show you event logs. So event logs are the logs that your system do have, and it tracks. I'll show you the Windows logs and security. Yeah. So there are hundreds of events that were created here. Like one of the event is like which says special privilege assigned to new logon. So somebody attacked onto your mission, and there is some special privileges where our system time was changed and so on. So multiple things or issues you can see here, or a warning. So where or a attack like. So it leaves lots of logs actually. I hope you can see Dinesh, right? Security logs and so on. I'll maximize my Windows 7 mission so that you can see it clear. Okay. Yeah, so security, special security state, and if you see the application logs, you can see here clearly like iExplore is nothing but Internet Explorer version and timestamp. So there was NTDLL was exploited. You can see it clearly. Okay. So there's a huge actually footprint we left behind our way. And again, attacker has his own ways to clear all these things. Let me show you if attacker do not want us to have these logs in his logs in our machine, he can clear that. So what he can do is clear EV. It's again a trade-off. Clear EV, so it clears all the event. Okay, so EV clear help. What's the log? So Okay, current environment it's not supporting the clear EV. I'll show you in the course, but yeah, so attacker even can clear that event logs in a mission from the remote mission. So again, it's lots of times it's like trade-off. Attacker wanted to uh, clear his all footprints, but he can still avoid it. Clear, Dinesh, or you want more detailed explanation? You can type in. Thank you. So any more questions?
Friends, feel free to ask any questions. Aditya, uh, Parasuram, Prashant, any questions to Krishna? Hopefully, Krishna, it's a pretty good session, and thanks for yeah, providing this session. Thanks a lot, friends. So we are,
Thank you, Venkat.
yeah, friends, we are ending our session over here, and hope you all sat back and enjoyed the demo. So there is a lot more into security, and from VenEma we are exclusively providing sessions on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. So feel free to reach us. So at our comment portal. So just please check the chat window. You are also welcome to shoot mails to the mail ID. Um, Definitely, uh, we'll share our knowledge uh, as far as security is concerned. Thanks for joining the session today. So hope you enjoy your weekend. Thanks all.
Thanks, Vivek.
Thanks.
Thanks, Krishna.
Thanks.
Thanks all.
Thanks all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.